So sometimes when I'm painting, my husband might walk into the room and wonder, what the heck are you doing to those kids? And I know this looks kind of weird, but I thought it was a good place to just stop and reflect and show you how imperfect the process has to be sometimes to get things really perfect. I like to work back to front. And I also like to be able to be as free as possible when creating a background, and actually painting over my subject is part of the process for that. And I will come back later and show you when the background is all done and it's all cleaned up, and you'll see why I do it this way. I have embedded my clone source, which means my original is embedded into my painting here, and I can toggle back and forth between my painting and the original. So if I touch this little button here, it's called tracing paper, toggle tracing paper. So you have to think of it that way. It's kind of like putting a piece of paper over it and being able to see your original through your painting, or having your original on a piece of tracing paper and you can see your painting underneath. So if I toggle this switch right here, this highlighted thumbnail is my embedded original image. So I can always access this to get back anything I've brushed over by mistake. And in this case, it looks like I've been brushing a lot of mistakes, but trust me, there's a method to my madness. This is not a mistake. My second backup to try to help me where I'm going to go, because the, I like to keep my tracing paper at 50% because I like to use it for its intended purpose, which is to be like a piece of tracing paper where I can see both my painting and my original. But another way that I like to know how far I'm going when I'm painting is I like to paint on a duplicate layer. So this would be my original image as I came into it. And then I cloned it. I embedded the clone source. And then I made a layer on top, and that's right here where you see the eyeball off. That's what I paint on. And you might say, why do you need to do that? Because if you could toggle tracing paper to 0 and put that on, it's the same effect. It's a little bit different though when you shut the eye off and see what's up. It's a little less confusing than toggling the tracing paper. I've seen people painting with their tracing paper like at 20%, like here, and wondering why what they're doing is not having the effect that they want, why it's so translucent. And you have to be cognizant of this little tracing toggle box here. So that's part of the reason why I like to paint on a duplicate layer, because I like to just quickly shut this eye off and see where I'm headed. So I will revisit this when my background is done and show you how I get nice clean edges by doing my process this way.